Just imagine this scene. You wake up tomorrow, and before even getting out of bed, you notice something you haven't felt in decades. A firm, spontaneous, almost unbelievable erection. Hard as a rock, without taking expensive medication, without imported supplements with complicated names. The most curious thing? The secret that made this happen may already be in your kitchen, next to the salt or flour. It's a simple white powder that costs less than a real coin, but can completely transform your sexual health after 50. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. If this really worked, everyone would already know, right? And that's exactly what big industry wants you to think. They rely on the idea that there's only one solution: expensive temporary pills. But what if I told you the problem isn't your hormones, or even your circulation? What if the root of it all lies in something even deeper, affecting every cell in your body, especially those linked to your sexual performance? See, more than 80% of men over 50 still have all the necessary structure for powerful erections. The engine is there. It's just working under poor conditions. And the worst part, no one is talking about it. The real culprit behind weak erections isn't age itself, nor testosterone. Most of the time, the culprit is in your blood, and it's called a pH imbalance. That's right. Your body may be too acidic, and it's sabotaging your sex life without you even realizing it. And I'm not making this up. A study from the University of Milan analyzed 300 men over 60 and came to a shocking conclusion. Those with a body pH below 7.0 were 4 times more likely to suffer from erectile dysfunction. 4 times. And do you know what happened when these same men adjusted their pH to a more alkaline level, around 7.4? In just 2 weeks, 73% of them reported significant improvements in their erections. Think with me for a moment. Have you noticed your morning erections becoming increasingly rare? Have you stopped seeking intimacy for fear of failure? Do your body feel heavier? Your mind slower? Your muscles ache after even a little effort? None of this is by chance. These signs all point to the same problem. Your body is becoming too acidic. As we age, this happens naturally. But what few people realize is how much this acidic environment affects our health. It's like rust corroding the inside of a car. You can't see it, but it's there, constantly working. A healthy body should maintain a pH around 7.4, slightly alkaline. But after 50, most men operate at 6.8, sometimes even 6.5. It seems like a small amount, but on this scale, this difference is huge. And it changes everything. Do you know why? Because when the body's internal environment becomes more acidic, blood vessels begin to constrict. This means less blood where you need it most, including down there. Consider this. Trying to send blood to your penis when your body is acidic is like trying to water a garden with a kinked hose. The flow simply doesn't reach where it should. And when this happens, it's not just the blood that suffers. Nitrous oxide, which is essential for erections, is also drained. Nitric oxide is, without exaggeration, the conductor behind every erection. It's what commands blood vessels to relax and allow the necessary flow. Without it, not even Viagra works. And guess what excess acidity does? It reduces the production of this vital molecule by up to 60%. As if that weren't enough, the acidic environment causes constant inflammation, silent but destructive, that ends up damaging the most sensitive tissues responsible for erections. And that's where the unlikely hero of this story comes in. Good old baking soda. Yes, the same one you use to remove odors from the fridge or bake a cake. This simple, inexpensive white powder, found in almost every kitchen, has a power most men have never heard of. It's one of the most powerful alkalizing agents available. When used correctly, it begins neutralizing excess acid in the body within minutes. This relaxes blood vessels, triggers nitric oxide production, reduces inflammation, and, most importantly, restores firm, natural, and long-lasting erections. Want a real-life example? Let me tell you about Santiago. Santiago was 64 when he came to see me. He'd been struggling with erectile dysfunction for 5 years. He tried Viagra, but the headaches were unbearable. Cialis was wrecking his back. He tried a dozen natural supplements. Nothing worked. His marriage was in crisis, and his self-esteem was at rock bottom. One day, he showed up at my office holding a small box of baking soda, after reading about an obscure Italian study on pH and sexual function. He looked at me and asked, "Could this really work?" We tested the pH, 6.6, dangerously acidic. So I put Santiago on what I now call alkaline protocol. And then something incredible happened. Just 72 hours later, at 7 a.m., he calls me, his voice choked with emotion. "Doctor, I woke up with an erection so strong it woke me up. I haven't felt that way since I was 40. My wife thinks I'm taking some new medication, but it's just baking soda." And his story didn't stop there. In just 3 weeks of following the protocol, Santiago's erections were fully restored. His energy soared, his joint pain disappeared, his blood pressure returned to normal, and, without changing anything in his diet, he lost 12 pounds. What happened to Santiago was more than treating a symptom. It transformed his body from the inside out, because we focused on the real cause, not the consequence. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I do this safely? That's where the most important detail comes in. The dose, Serta. Too much baking soda can be bad for you. Too little won't work. The secret is the sweet spot. A morning dose. As soon as you wake up, before you even brush your teeth, grab 1.4 teaspoon of pure baking soda, aluminum-free if possible, and mix with 250 ml of water at room temperature, neither hot nor cold. Stir until everything is dissolved, and drink it all at once. No sips, little by little. Do you want to create an alkaline wave in your body? Then wait 30 minutes before eating or drinking anything else. This is essential. Any food will neutralize the effect. The night dose. The second dose comes 2 hours after dinner. Now, use the same measurement, 1/4 teaspoon, but in just 120 ml of water. This dose is even more strategic, because during sleep, the body works on testosterone production and tissue regeneration. In an alkaline environment, this process is turbocharged. You're essentially creating the perfect environment for your body to regenerate while you sleep. It's like a biological reset every night. But be careful. Never exceed this limit. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda a day. This isn't one of those more is better situations. Overdoing it can disrupt your stomach's natural acidity and disrupt digestion. The real secret here is the consistency, not the quantity. And then there's another case that surprised me. That of Roberto, 71 years old. Roberto had been following the protocol exactly for 2 weeks and was already beginning to see improvements. But one ordinary night, something unexpected happened. His wife drew him a hot bath with a cup of baking soda to relieve his muscle pain. He got into the tub with it, and the next day, he called me, impressed. "Doctor, I had the strongest erection in 10 years. What happened there?" Simple. His skin absorbed the baking soda directly. Hot water opens the pores and facilitates absorption, and this simple immersion gave an extra boost to the body's alkalization process. Since then, Roberto has been alkaline baths 3 times a week. Want to try too? It's easy. Fill the tub with hot water, as hot as you can comfortably stand. Add a cup full of baking soda. Get immersed for exactly 20 minutes. No more than that, to avoid drying out the skin. And during this time, remember, you're doing more than just improving your erections. You're fighting aging from the inside out. Yes, because acidity in the body doesn't just affect your sex life. It's behind a host of silent problems. Cancer cells love an acidic environment. In an alkaline body, they don't thrive. Kidney stones form when the body is acidic, but they can dissolve when the pH balances out. Bacteria, fungi, viruses, they all thrive in an acidic environment and are neutralized when the environment becomes alkaline. Now let me introduce you to Carlos, 67 years old. He took the protocol to another level by adding apple cider vinegar to the mixture. Here's how he did it. Mix 1 teaspoon baking soda with 1 tablespoon raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, the cloudy one, with the mother, in 250 ml of water. It will bubble quite a bit. This is normal. Wait for the foam to settle completely, and then drink immediately. This combination not only alkalizes, but also improves digestion, reduces inflammation, and increases nutrient absorption. After 6 weeks, Carlos's results were simply impressive. Erections recovered metabolic age 15 years younger. Improvement of 23% in cognitive tests. Inflammation practically 0. And the best part, "Doctor, it's not just in bed that I feel younger. It's all over my body." That's what he told me. Now, if you decide to follow this protocol, know that the results follow a very interesting pattern. It's as if the body responds in stages. Journey 1, increased energy and mental clarity. Journey 3, first morning erection in a long time. Journey 7, Spontaneous erections throughout the day. Journey 14. Strong and long-lasting erections during sex. It's 30. Sexual function completely restored. But here's an important warning. If you take high blood pressure medications, monitor your blood pressure levels closely. Baking soda contains sodium and can interfere. If you have kidney problems, talk to your doctor before starting. The kidneys regulate the body's pH, and rapid changes can cause overload. Never take baking soda with meals. This is essential. It neutralizes stomach acid, which is necessary for proper digestion. Therefore, baking soda should always be taken on an empty stomach, as part of a structured routine. Now let me tell you about Fernando, one of the most impressive cases I've ever seen. Fernando was a retired teacher, 73 years old. He had already given up on sex, and so had his wife. They thought it was just part of aging. But Fernando also dealt with a difficult triad: arthritis, insomnia, and depression. I didn't start the protocol with him because of erectile dysfunction, but rather for his overall health. He just wanted to feel alive again. 3 months later, Fernando seemed like a different person. Arthritis pain has decreased in 80%. He returned to sleep all night. Your depression is gone. And yes, to his surprise, your sex life returned with full force. With tears in his eyes, he said to me, "Doctor, it's not just about sex. Baking soda has given me my life back. I feel like I'm rejuvenating myself. And now science is beginning to confirm what my patients already knew." A new survey by Harvard Medical School revealed that men with a more alkaline body pH have 40% lower risk of developing cancer, 35% less heart disease, and a life expectancy, on average, years older. Most importantly, they not only live longer, live better, with more energy, health, and with sexual function preserved until old age. So, how do you apply this protocol simply and effectively? Ideal daily protocol: morning, right after waking up. Baby a glass of warm water to activate your metabolism. 30 minutes later, that 1/4 teaspoon baking soda in water. On an empty stomach, on an empty stomach. For breakfast, only alkaline foods, like green vegetables, avocado, almonds. No sugar, white flour, or processed products. Midday, take a walk 20 minutes to oxygenate the body and stimulate circulation. Night, 2 hours after dinner, tome a second dose of sodium bicarbonate. Before going to sleep, take 400 mg magnesium glycinate. It works synergistically with bicarbonate to enhance the effects. And here is a case that still moves me. Pablo, 68 years old. He had been using Viagra for 13 years. He spent about $400 a month with pills that no longer had any effect. When the doctor suggested penile injections, he panicked. The bicarbonate protocol was the last attempt, the last hope. 4 weeks later, he threw the bottle of Viagra in the trash. His words: "I'm 68 years old and have the erections of a 25-year-old. I now spend 3 reais a month on baking soda instead of 400 reais on medicine. But most importantly, my body is functioning naturally. I'm not forcing anything. I'm just giving it the right conditions." pH testing, your personal guide. Buy pH test strips at any pharmacy or online. Body a first urine of the morning, before eating or drinking anything. If the result is between 7.0 and 7.5, you're in the sweet spot. If you are below 6.5, your body is very acidic. Increase the dose a little. If you are above 8.0, you may be too alkaline. Reduce the dose. Your body will show you the way. Just listen. Advanced techniques for faster results. Alkaline paste. Mix baking soda with coconut oil until it forms a paste. Massage directly on the penis. This alkalizes the area locally and stimulates blood flow. Alkaline green tea. Add a pinch of baking soda to your green tea. The antioxidants in tea work together with the alkalizing effect. Water with lemon. Plus, baking soda. Although acidic outside the body, lemon becomes alkaline after digestion. Combine with baking soda for a double alkalizing boost. And here's something that nobody talks, but that changes the game. pH and testosterone. The hidden connection. Want to know why so many men have low testosterone after 50? It's not just age, it's chronic acidity. Acidic environments prevent optimal testosterone production. But when the body becomes more alkaline, this process starts working naturally again. No needles, no hormone replacement, no risks. A groundbreaking study conducted by the Medical Center of University of Tokyo followed 500 men over 5 years. What they discovered could change everything you thought you knew about testosterone. Men with an alkaline body pH maintained 45% higher testosterone levels than those with a more acidic pH. And no, this has nothing to do with hormone injections or dangerous supplements. The key is, create the right environment within your body. An environment where your testosterone is produced naturally, the way your body did decades ago. Do you know where testosterone is produced? In your testicles. And the testes are extremely sensitive to any changes in the body's pH. In an acidic organism, the Leydig cells, responsible for the production of testosterone, they just stop working. But when you alkalize your body, it's as if these cells wake up from a deep sleep. They start producing testosterone again at levels that many men haven't tried it since they were 30. But there's more. There's a powerful link between your body's pH and prostate health, and almost no one talks about it. The prostate acts like a sponge, and guess what it absorbs? Acid. When your body is too acidic, the prostate swells, pressing on the urethra, making it difficult to urinate and hindering or even preventing ejaculation. Now, when you alkalize your body, this swelling goes down. The prostate returns to its ideal size, and urinary and sexual function improves dramatically. It's not me who's saying it. A study of European Association of Urology revealed that men who maintain an alkaline pH have 67% fewer prostate problems, 82% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. And if you think that's impressive, wait until you hear this other discovery. Dr. Robert Chen, yes, Johns Hopkins University, discovered something surprising. Baking soda may help regenerate nerve endings in penile tissue. As we age, these ends wear out, which explains why so many older men report that even when they can get an erection, no longer feel real pleasure. But in an alkaline body, the so-called nerve growth factor increases by up to 300%. The result? Men report not only stronger erections, but also a dramatic increase in sensitivity, pleasure, and connection during sex. That's exactly what happened to Michael, a 72-year-old war veteran. He told me that for years, sex had become mechanical. His erections were weak, and worst of all, he didn't feel anything anymore. The touch, the warmth, the pleasure, it was all gone. After 8 weeks following the alkaline protocol, Michael came into my office crying. "Doctor, I can feel it all again. It's like someone turned on the light. My wife and I feel like we did at the beginning of our marriage. And look, this isn't happening to just 1 or 2 men. It's happening to thousands." So I decided to create monthly support groups where men share their experiences with the alkaline protocol. What I hear at these meetings moves me every time. Men who thought their sex lives were over are now more active than ever. Marriages on the verge of ending are being saved. A depression disappears, a confidence returns, and entire lives are transformed. And that's why I tell every man who comes into my office, you have 2 choices. Accept decline as if it were inevitable, spending thousands on pills and procedures that might work today, but will likely fail tomorrow. Or invest a few cents a day in a solution natural, safe, and effective, which deals with due to real cause and transforms your entire body, not just your erections. Science has already proven it. The results are evident, and thousands of men, just like you, are already experiencing this change in their skin. The question now is, are you ready to experience this transformation too? The only question is, will you join them, or will you let another day, another week, another year pass by when the solution is in your kitchen cupboard? One last piece of information that it could save your life. Recent research from the Cleveland Clinic showed that men with chronic erectile dysfunction have a 70% higher risk of having a heart attack within 5 years. Why? Because erectile dysfunction is often the first sign of cardiovascular disease. The penis has smaller blood vessels than the heart, so they're the first to experience problems. But here's the amazing part. When you alkalize your body with baking soda, you don't just fix your erections. You protect your heart, clean your arteries, and potentially increase your life expectancy. Think about what that means. It's not just about sex. It's about survival. It's about being present at your grandchildren's graduation. It's about traveling with your retired wife. It's about living, not just existing. And it all starts with something as simple as half a teaspoon of baking soda. Alejandro, my 75-year-old patient, summed it up perfectly. "Doctor, I've spent thousands of euros on specialists, procedures, and medication. The solution was in my kitchen all along. 3 months of baking soda did what 13 years of medication couldn't. I'm 75, but I feel like I'm 50. My only regret is not having known this decades ago. Remember, erectile dysfunction isn't inevitable. Age isn't a death sentence for your sex life.